What's good, YouTube? It's your girl, Miss Golden 83, and I am here to do an all my love reading for the sign of Scorpio. Okay, Scorpio, you guys are last but not least on the zodiac lineup for Group 1. Hopefully, you guys are doing well. Remember, you guys, these are general messages, not personal. So take what resonates and pass the rest to the next. Okay, so um, before getting into your reading, of course, as you know, I pre-shuffled, okay, and kind of sat in your energy as I always do before I get started. And one of the cards that popped out of this deck was willingness, okay. Willingness came out. In one of the other decks, the word sabotage came uh, in my view as I was shuffling, and keeping an open mind. Okay, I will say, Scorpio, through your readings for the past few days that have came out, those kind of attributes kind of stood out the most in your reading, especially sabotage. Okay, I can't remember which reading it was. It probably could have been the Dreamcatcher read. I don't know if you've had the chance to view that, but you guys, I think, were super extended at least twice within these past few days. Real thick energy, very heady energy is the best way for me to describe it. Okay. So, willingness coming out, I feel like you guys need to have the willingness to do something, maybe approach a situation that you've maybe been avoiding possibly, and then, you know, kind of realizing that maybe you have the tendency of sabotaging yourselves when it comes to relationships or connections. I'm going to shuffle one more time for you guys. And so possibly doing that occasionally in relationships when it comes to love or just interconnections, period. Okay. Um, kind of being mindful to not do that if you can, Scorpio. And it's only because of, and I think everyone does this. I'm not going to sit up here and put it directly on your sign. Although water signs do have deep emotions when it comes to love. But I think everyone does, depending on their traumas that they've had in toxic relationships prior. It makes it really hard to trust. Okay. So you need to find the willingness to kind of not sabotage yourself and be able to see the good in people, okay, because it does exist, okay, which is kind of piggybacking off of your co-water sign Cancer, okay, who was before you during this lineup, okay. So one from the top, which is your energy, one from the bottom, which is the energy of the situation and or person, and then one energetically from the middle. And I'm eyeing this card behind this one, okay, which is what you wish or dream to happen between you and the person and or situation, okay, the energy between you, okay. So let's see what you have going on, Scorpio. We have trust, okay, just as I was just speaking on it. Your energy is in trust right now, okay, needing to have the willingness to trust someone, okay, trust yourself in being able to actually connect with someone, okay. The next one is the person or situation, self-love, okay, self-love, okay. Then the energy between you and the situation and or person is detachment, okay, detachment, okay. So you currently could be in detachment, or you could be getting ready to detach from someone, okay, Scorpio. Again, thus that self-sabotaging situation, okay. So let's start from here, okay, with this trust. Very mixed energy for you guys as we end out your readings, okay. Trust, okay, is where your energy is right now, okay? It says you have a strong connection to your soul's loving voice and have faith in your intuition, okay? Faith in your intuition, okay? That means, have you cleared out or done some shadow work? Okay, have you cleared out the negative energy, Scorpio, to trust your intuition in regards to love or connections, whether they be platonic or romantic? Okay, trusting in yourself, having that strong connection, okay, and having faith, okay, in making the right decisions, okay. Let's get into the person and or situation with this self-love, okay, self-love. Self-love says you realize that love of self is necessary to love another, okay. You realize that love of self is necessary to love another, okay. You have all the chakras in this card. You must be working on some centering and loving yourself. Maybe understanding, kind of in a way, why you are possibly lovable in some way, in the sense of, what do you love about yourself, okay? What do you love about yourself that transcribes to another, okay? Because again, it's saying you realize that love of self is necessary to love another. How can someone love you if you don't know how to love yourself? That's something that, has been pretty much spread about throughout these past few years through like relationship gurus and things like that. But it truly is true. It sounds generic, but it really isn't, okay? If you see how someone loves and takes care of themselves, you can only imagine that they give that same care to whoever they're with, okay? So, and it's vice versa, okay? If you have more, a lot of turmoil or chaos going on in your mind, and you don't really take good care of yourself, then it kind of transcribes to how can you love someone else, okay? Because in the long run, when you find someone and you want to connect with them, you take care of each other, okay? If you're sick, do you take care of yourself, or do you just let things pass? If you're with someone, would you take care of that person if they're sick, and vice versa, okay? So it sounds very mundane, but it really does speak volumes, okay? Especially in a relationship, okay? So hopefully in this self-love, I think it's more so of a situation. A person may be slightly attached, but again, we will get to this last one here. You're dealing with self-love right now, okay? And trying to see if you can love yourself so you can love another, okay? And trusting that you can do so, okay? Down the line. Now, next is detachment, which is the energy between you and the situation and or person, okay? Don't know if it's something that you really wish. Maybe you're wishing to detach from another person, so that way you can focus on yourself, okay, or towards another. But it does say detachment. You are releasing old patterns and ideas that no longer serve your highest ideals of love, okay? You are releasing old patterns and ideas that no longer serve your highest ideals of love, okay? So old patterns and ideas, detaching from that. I will say that open mind, I don't know if I mentioned that at the beginning of your reading, what was one of the cards that did come up in the romance angels is keeping an open mind, okay? And so not subjecting yourself to thinking of old ways, okay? Maybe you're somewhat of a traditionalist in a way, or you grew up around traditional mannerisms of love, and it's now 2022. I mean, sorry, not 2022. Not 2022, 2023, okay? I don't know why I took us all the way back to 2022, because I do not want to revisit that. But We gonna move forward, okay? Um, 2023, okay, old ways are not the best way, okay? We have, within the last couple of years, seen women propose to men. Um, we've seen so many things transpire, okay? When it comes to love, people being a little bit more expressive, because tomorrow is never promised, okay? And so why hold back what you feel about someone, you know, when you could tell them, now. It just doesn't make any logical sense to do that. So detach from those old ways of thinking, okay, and ideals, so that way you can flourish a little bit more when it comes to love, okay, for your highest good, okay. So open your mind up, okay, a little bit more, Scorpios, when it comes to that. Now, let's go ahead and get into the second deck. If this first row is all that you need from me, then by all means, I truly appreciate your patronage. And I will see you next time. Otherwise, this is where we continue on to what the Scorpio Collective is focused on right now. Okay. Now, this part of the reading may not resonate with you. Again, you could have someone else's energy in on you, sun sign Scorpios, and so they are checking for their placement in their birth chart where your sign may lie, okay? So I'm going to go ahead and shuffle by threes, and I'm also going to cut the deck. Okay, and we'll pull one from the top, one from the bottom. Both of these messages you can take for yourself, or you can take one for yourself and one towards a situation and or person, or both towards a situation and or person. Depends on what resonates with you, okay, in your particular situation. First message is clock, okay, clock. As I said before, tomorrow is not promised, okay? Need time, takes time, in time, cycles, time to heal, and progress, okay? Now, I'm not trying to rush you, okay? Life is life, okay? But something either already needs time, or you need to progress, or cycles is also kind of standing out to me the most, okay? Cycles need time and progress and time to heal, okay? So this is in between trust and self-love, okay? And you've been taking a lot of time, Scorpio, to heal from something, okay? And hoping that, you can finally get back to either not really so much who you were, but in the sense of getting rid of those old ideals, okay? And rewriting your own path when it comes to love, okay? Let's check out this second message, which is sunglasses, okay? Sunglasses. Sunglasses says watching, looking, stalking, gaslighting, perception, focusing out, okay? Watching is what stands out the most to me. Perception, okay, and looking, okay. So these sunglasses are focused on this clock. Somebody's been watching time go by, or watching someone else live life and progress, okay, while you've been in this healing phase, okay. Or you could have someone who's actually cross-watching. Now, I was talking about this in Cancer's reading. I'll talk about it slightly in yours, okay? If you are a cross-watcher watching on Scorpio, be mindful of what you're doing, because of the fact that you can change the trajectory of Scorpio's mindset towards you, okay? If Scorpio has asked you for some time, then give them time, okay? Because nothing worse than pissing off a Scorpio, okay? So back off, okay, and let them do what they're going to do if you want them to trust you, okay? Now, For others of you, could be you Scorpios, again, like I said, watching someone else in a way, or understanding the perception of someone else, okay? In the sense of maybe wanting something with you, or just who they are as a person, okay? Because you do have the tendency of doing that, Scorpio. You observe from afar, okay? And so kind of be mindful in doing that. The same goes for you guys as far as cross watching on someone. If you guys are doing it, okay? That's all I'm going to talk about when it comes to that. We're going to get into now the outcome of the energy, doing some light shuffling here with the romance angels. You can take this as also some, light advice in love, if you will, Scorpios. I'm only going to do one, and I'm going to cut by threes. Okay, and we'll do the same thing here with one from the top and one from the bottom. Okay, same thing goes for these messages here, both for you, both towards situation, or one of each. Okay, first message: let your friends help you. Okay, let your friends help you. Ask for and accept support from others. Okay, again, this has kind of came up in all of the water signs at some point in time. I think primarily between you and Pisces. Okay, you don't have to be dealing with that sign. It's just an honorable mention. Okay, if you are going to ask for any kind of advice from friends, be mindful of who you're asking advice from. If it's in reference to relationships, try and ask people who have healthy relationships, okay? If not healthy relationships, someone who can kind of talk in a sense of experience of maybe dealing with toxicity, or maybe whatever the particular situation is you're going through, Scorpio, that involved time of healing in, past toxic relationships. It could be someone that could help you in regards to that, okay? But just be mindful to not get advice from people who are not really known for having a good history in love, okay? They know it, you know it. Why talk about it, okay? So that's all I'm going to say in regards to that, okay? Next is retreat, okay? Retreat. Retreat says it's time to disconnect from the world, okay? It's time to disconnect from the world. I did this literally for about 2 years. It felt like 2 years, okay? 2021, end of 2021, I kind of just completely got off of mainstream social media because it was just too much. I was pretty much going through a spiritual awakening, and I got off of Facebook. I completely deleted my Instagram. I lost a bunch of readings that I did over there. But I wanted to start fresh. I wanted new energy. And so I found my way into tarot. I went through, like I said, a spiritual awakening that was not easy. It was one of the hardest things I ever had to do. I did have, some, I kind of retreated to my family, things like that. And so retreat, getting a disconnect from the world, could be really useful to you in the sense of just completely washing yourself of, negative energy on social media, things like that, okay? Like for me, I kind of fell back off of the news. I get news through like my Google alerts and stuff like that, and Twitter gives me enough. And I kind of use that in order to kind of know what's going on in the world, because it's always the same thing. And I'm an empath in nature, as I am a Taurus, but I have Scorpio in my 7th house. I have a Libra moon, and I have a Gemini in Venus. And so for me, I'm very empathetic, and just the smallest negativity just irritates my soul to the 3rd degree. And so I needed to retreat from the world. Now, in this retreat, there are two people, it's a man and a woman here, okay? And so it may be you trying to plan something to maybe retreat with someone that you're with right now, um, somewhere, and maybe you have friends that, in high places that can maybe, hook you up or something. And it could be a very good idea to just get away with that significant other and just shut the world out for a few days, okay? Maybe it could be a staycation, excuse me, where you're just, kind of locked in your own little world with someone or by yourself, whatever really works for you right now, Scorpio, okay? But I did it and I feel like I was a little bit better for it. I had to pretty much reevaluate my life in a way of me. I have very high values and morals, okay? And I'm almost a traditionalist to a certain degree. But when I didn't see certain things and certain connections, I kind of had to distance myself, not in a sense of being better than anyone or feeling like I was better than anyone, but just wanting better around me, support, understanding. Because when you get into this life of spirituality, it does not sit well with a lot of people and you get a lot of misconceptions. And so I only felt the need to be more myself than what other people wanted me to be. And so here I am now. So I don't know who needs that. Someone out there may need that in the Scorpio collective, and I hope it helps you. Um, take the time that you need to heal, okay? If it is love and you are wanting that, then love yourself how you want someone to love you, okay? And trust yourself in your intuition of who you have chosen to share that love with, and be honest with them, okay? And detach together in the sense of getting rid of the old and bringing in new, okay? So with that being said, Scorpios, that's really all that I have for you guys. I always constantly push stuff for you guys to try. My Etsy shop is in my About Me page. The link will take you directly there. But I'll put a little bit of a description in the box below. In the description box below, sorry. Um, for you guys to check some things out if you are metaphysical, okay? In the sense of centering and kind of helping you with meditation, I would suggest the Ancestral Blessing Spray. Really good. 9 essential oils. There's clove, there's cinnamon in there. A lot of beautiful scents all together that you can spray to help you stay calm. If you want something that's on the go, then I would suggest one of my various oils, meditative oils that's available for you guys. All right, might be a little bit useful. Again, sanctuary for that overthinking and negative mindset, okay? And remembrance if you're trying to, hone in on that intuition and trusting yourself and remembering nothing but good and positive energy, okay? Would be very helpful for you guys. And my tea, okay? I think you need something on the inside to kind of just warm you. My herbal spiritual tea, fall is coming, so it would be the best time to try it. I have 3 different sizes, and I also have meditative blankets available. I knit everything in my shop is by hand, okay? And so I take a lot of love, pride, and care in everything that I make in my Etsy shop. So everything, all my blankets are knitted by hand. And I really love and enjoyed making these blankets. So they are available. I knit them a little bit at a time. So when they're out, it's one color, that's it. So grab those while you can. I have like 4 on my shop now, but they're extra large. Just pretty much do kind of like a cocoon meditation and just wrap yourself up in them. Again, fall is here, so it's the best time to grab one, okay? Shameless plug on my Scorpios, but I love you guys, okay? So I hope this message helped you, Scorpios. Nonetheless, that's all that I have for you guys. Unless you have a placement in another sign that you are interested in, you can go ahead and catch up on those readings, either previous or upcoming, as I'm headed into group 2. So until then, Scorpios, peace and take care of yourself. All right.